From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. I'm about to start talking. My mic ain't even on. Hold on. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Let's get it, man. We're here to talk about some boxing. You know what it is. Engineers to the streets, man. Dr. PG NGM. Let's get it, man. Hold on. Let me see if I could. I got my window open, man. It's a nice bright day outside, so make sure my green screen is good. Cut this light on a little bit. Should I close the blinds for this? Should I close the blinds for this a little bit? Just so it looks a little better. I wanted to see outside, but man, heck no, I'm about to see outside. Freak that. Let me play some gospel music while I get this right. Then we gotta start off our street right, man. And our motivation. Let's get right. Get right, man. Where's my where my chapstick at? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as a notification is saying. Let's get right, man. You gotta get monetized. We are not monetized yet, man. If you want to show some love, you can check out the Cash App right there at the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm saying? Show your boy some love. I appreciate it. In the meantime, in between time, till we get monetized, you know what I'm saying? Show your boy some love directly. I appreciate that. Let's get right. All right, man. As soon as Mr. Denzel Washington's done speaking, we're going to get right to it. There'll be no Viola Davis. Williamson, Henderson. If it was easy, it'd be no Denzel Washington. Seven times, get up 8. Amen. Amen. See you at the top. See you at work. See you at the top. All right, let's get it, man. Let's get our gospel in. Then we're going to get it popping. We got to thank God, man. Without God, we are nothing. Thank God for letting me see another beautiful day. I could do fun things like talk boxing, you know? The question, why do we sing when we lift our hands to Jesus? What do we really mean? Hey, yo. Hey, yo, what? Is even wrong? I sing because I'm happy. Bro, what is wrong with people, bro? Tigers on the sparrow. Some reason why I sing. Glory, hallelujah. What is wrong with people? Oh my gosh. Hey yo. I see. We're going to get right to it after our gospel, man. It's almost over. Be patient. You know what I'm saying? God give us a lot of time on this earth, man. We can give him 5 minutes of praise. It's not even 5 minutes. Actually, 3 minutes. 2 minutes, 52 seconds to be exact. You're the reason why. You're the reason why. You're the reason why. When my world torn apart and I have a broken heart, you're the reason why. You're the reason why. You're the reason why. Oh, we need to talk about that too. Ooh, I got a couple things I want to talk about. Hold on. When my world sang it, when my world's torn apart and I have a broken heart. I'm not going. Might need to get a new notepad app because they be wildin'. All right. Let's get right to it, man. So let's talk about this this fight, man. So apparently, you know, of course, we're gonna look a little bit ahead to the future, man. We're gonna look a little bit towards the future, and of course, we have Beterbiev versus Bivol. That is what we are all. Well, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of the boxing world is anticipating Beterbiev versus Bivol because that's a huge fight. You know, it's not a huge fight from I would say a casual standpoint. So maybe as far as the money generation goes, as far as the revenue generation goes, as far as attention it's going to bring to the casual fan or the people who aren't a huge boxing. I don't even gonna say purist. I don't think you have to be a purist to enjoy this fight. It's gonna be a fire fight. They're both, you know, they have decent sized names, but I would say like you have to be a pretty decent size boxing enthusiast to know about Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. A lot of people first and only time saying Dmitry Bivol was when he fought Canelo. But anyway, so this fight has been in the works for a long time. You know, Artur Beterbiev, man, he had some activity. He had the issue with his promoters, and he had some other issues with his country and stuff like that. So he was, how can I say this? He was, you know, the contract that he had saw him fighting like few and far between, sometimes once a year, if that. And so he's coming back, and but he's not fighting Bivol right away. He's fighting Callum Smith, who was a mandatory for his for him, man. And man, this is people I think are looking off looking off Callum Smith, man. So like I said, give you a little background looking ahead. Dmitry Bivol has signed his portion of the contract to fight Beterbiev, but it's contingent upon Beterbiev beating Callum Smith. So it has been said that if Callum Smith does not beat, Beterbiev does not beat Callum Smith, then the fight will essentially be off. You know, it'll be nullified, and most likely it'll be Bivol versus Callum Smith in the future. But hopefully we get Beterbiev versus Bivol. And a lot of people are saying, oh, Callum Smith is, you know, he's just gonna get walked through. And you know, it's just funny because you could tell where people are from sometimes. The majority of people would by who they have, like, or what they say, not really who they have, but people are saying, oh yeah, he's gonna get walked through, it's gonna be easy work, and then people are saying, oh no, Callum Smith is, you know, the father time is catching up on Beterbiev. Callum Smith is gonna win, he's primed to win. Like the majority of people are saying wholeheartedly that they know for sure that Callum Smith is going to win. They're from the UK or they're from England specifically, and it's just crazy. But me, I try to be as honest and open. I don't try to be honest. I am honest, but I try to be as do as much research as I can, man. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say this is a pick'em fight. I think Beterbiev is a favorite as he should. I mean, I know he's a favorite as he should be, but for me, he's a favorite too. I'm leaning towards him, but this is by no means is this going to be an easy one, man. And I don't know who to put my money on. Like, of course, coming into it, I was like, yeah, I'm putting my money on Beterbiev, even though I recognize and acknowledge the danger that Callum Smith poses. I was like, no, I'm still going to go with Beterbiev comfortably. But the more I look at it, the more I think about it, like, Callum Smith is a tough fighter. Like, he has range, but he doesn't really utilize his range as much as he should. He does sometimes with his ring generalship, box acumen. But what mostly scares me is not really his range. Like I said, he likes to engage. He likes to get in the inside despite his physique and his range capability. He likes to get in the inside. He likes to bang. What I'm worried about is his durability, man. His durability is pretty good. Like people say, oh, he couldn't knock out Canelo and he couldn't knock out John Ryder. Well, they couldn't knock him out either. So, you know what I'm saying? He went the distance with Canelo, which is very impressive. And to me, to say that, oh, he didn't knock out Canelo is like, okay, who knocked out Canelo? Who stopped Canelo? Canelo is known for, first of all, he's one of the greats in boxing history, not just of our time. He's definitely one of the greats. He's pound for pound. He's definitely known for being tough. He's a great Mexican fighter. So there's no shame in not getting Canelo out of there. But I think there's more applause. It's more impressive that he didn't get out of there get knocked out of there by Canelo. Now Canelo dominated him. Canelo definitely dominated him the duration of the fight. But if you watch that fight, Callum Smith had his signature punch, one of his signature punches, that left hook, and Canelo knew that. Being the smart fighter that he is, he went for that left arm, and it was greatly bruised, so he couldn't really utilize one of his strengths. So. He negated Canelo negated one of his strengths, and Callum Smith still survived, and he comes from a long line of boxers, and as far as his siblings go, I think there's 4 of them, and he's the youngest, but I would say he's definitively the best. So, man, I don't know, man. I want somebody to convince me. I want somebody to convince me that Beterbiev is for sure going to win, man. I kind of, like I said, I have it like 60-40. For Beterbiev, maybe like 70-30, maybe at best. But man, I think so with Callum Smith, all things in his favor. The one thing I will say that he mostly campaigned at super middleweights with 168. This is going to be his 3rd fight at 175. And Beterbiev, he is he's consistently been 175. He's solidified at 175, obviously, and so this would be Callum Smith's 3rd time. But his power seems to travel with him. What do you do to what's my boy's name that he knocked out, got up out of there? Was it Castillo? He got him up out of there, and then Balderleek, which was his last fight, he got him up out of there too. And those are not saying that these are great fighters, obviously not, but it's just that these are his auditions, if you will, at light heavyweight. He handled it well, and his power seemed to travel with him. How fast he got both up out of there. Balderleek wasn't fast. That was more of like a fight, more challenging of a fight. But he still got him up out of there too. So it's like, man, Callum Smith is, man, like I say, he's 6'3". He not only does he have the height advantage over Beterbiev, he also has a 5-inch reach advantage. Yeah, 78-inch wingspan. I think Beterbiev has a 73-inch wingspan. So when you have the longer reach and you're taller, that just exaggerates the reach. When you're taller and you have the reach advantage. So he got like I said, he got Castillo out of there, Gilbert Castillo out of there, I think in the 2nd round, and then he got Balderleek out of there, like I said, pretty quickly as well. Not as quick as Castillo, but he got him out of there in 4 rounds. So 2 more rounds. So, what I'm saying? So I think Callum Smith I don't think you can overlook this dude, man. I don't know, bro. I'm really trying to. I wish I knew, because I want to see it's compounded. Like I want to. Well, first of all, I want to make sure my money's secure with the Beterbiev, and then I also want to make sure that we see the freaking the fight between Bivol and Beterbiev. I want to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? But so Callum Smith, like I said, he has his work cut out for him, but I mean, he's right there. He's right there. He said he's gonna let it be known this is his time to shine. And another advantage that he has is that he's 33, and that's not exactly young. in the boxing world. It's young in general, but it's not really young in the boxing world. But it's not old either. You know what I'm saying? It's like prime. You know, maybe like late 20s, early 30s. And Beterbiev is 38. He's going to be 39 a week after the fight. So, you know, Father Time, man. Father Time hits differently. It could just hit suddenly, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know when. So, not only is he 38, approaching 39. He's 6 years Callum Smith, essentially 6 years Callum Smith senior. But in addition to that, he had freaking jaw. He was out. He was inactive because he had jaw surgery. Something was going on with his mouth. Pause. Something. Pause. Something was going on with it. With his He needed dental work. So something was going on with his mouthpiece, and he needed dental work. I think it was an infection. So not to say that's anything crazy. You know, it could have just been like a. I don't know the extent of the dental work. You know, I don't know if it was like invasive surgery or maybe it was just something like a simple like a root root canal. I don't know. I'm not really privy on what exactly was going on. But any type of invasive surgery, you know, it's on your face. You're gonna get hit in your face. You're gonna get hit in the mouth. I don't know how he's gonna react to that. So these are just things that compound the issue. I don't know, man. Callum Smith. I don't know, man. It's crazy, bro. But I still think the smart money's on Beterbiev. I definitely still think the smart money's on Beterbiev, but I don't think Callum Smith he's not a walk in the park, man. He's definitely not just a walk in the park. He has the tools to beat him. I think he's a better, Beterbiev's last fight was Anthony Yard. I call him Anthony Yard Day. He got an E at the end. Anthony Yard, and Anthony Yard is a big light heavyweight, and Beterbiev got him up out of there. But I think Callum Smith is a better fighter. Now he's coming up for super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? This is his third fight at light heavyweight, so there's that. I wouldn't think that he hits quite as hard, but he probably hits more effectively than Yard. So I'm not saying that Callum Smith is the best fighter that Beterbiev has fought, but he's a good fighter. And my point is that Beterbiev's opposition hasn't been, if they are better than Callum Smith, it's not that much better to where you can just overlook Callum Smith. And like I said, fun fact, you know, I don't think Callum Smith has ever been dropped. I remember when he fought George Gross, he was down, but he slipped. I think he slipped twice. You know, it was clear slips. It wasn't a knockdown. But Beterbiev, on the other hand, you know, he could be touched. He's been down twice. Once by, what's the dude's name? Something Page. Jeff Page, I believe. Dropped him. And then, what's the other dude's name? The irony is that the other dude's name is Callum Johnson. That's his name, Callum. So he's been dropped by a Callum before. So if Callum Smith comes and drops him, hey, that'd be a hell of a clink-a-dink. You know what I'm talking about? So, man, I don't know, man. I really think it's a pickle. But now Beterbiev, of course, you know, he's gonna fight. He's a smart fighter too. I don't think you just go in there recklessly. So, you know, it's not easy fight for Callum Smith either. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm just speaking on Callum Smith beating Beterbiev. That's not like I said, I have my money on Beterbiev, but I'm just a little reluctant. You know, I'm not really as comfy because, you know, Callum Smith said he vows to derail the fight between Bivol and Beterbiev. He feels overlooked, and that's just extra motivation, inspiration. You know, like, so I don't know how it's gonna go, man. But I'm excited to see it. I think it's gonna be a great fight. It's in Quebec, where Beterbiev is, where he resides. He's not from there, but he resides there, and man, in Quebec City, so it's in Canada. I don't know, bro. I think Callum Smith just needs to. Another thing. Now to me, this is it's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, I think this is their third fight. This is his third fight at light heavyweight. I believe this is going to be his third fight with Buddy McGirt, his trainer, that being Callum Smith. Buddy McGirt is a great trainer, in my opinion. He has some great fighters. I think Callum Smith has improved. He showed that he has improved with Buddy McGirt's tutelage. However, Buddy McGirt, for those of you that are unfamiliar with him, he'll throw that towel in on your ass. He will throw that towel when his fighter's in danger. And, you know, rest in peace to, what's my guy's name, man? He just passed away. Subriel Matias. He fought Subriel Matias and he lost, and he actually passed away from that. So I say boxing's a dangerous sport. I can't remember his name. Maxim, forgive me for forgetting his name, man. But Maxim, he passed away, and Buddy McGirt was his trainer. And Buddy McGirt did throw in the towel, but, you know, Maxim didn't want Buddy McGirt to throw in the towel. Buddy McGirt fighting through the towel in, I believe, at the 11th round. And the dude succumbed to his injuries, man. He had brain hemorrhaging. But So I think that stays with you, man. Of course, it's not Buddy McGirt's fault. You don't carry that burden. He did want to throw in the towel. Maxim, and of course, he's a fighter. He didn't want to throw in the towel. He was like, no, I want to keep fighting. So Buddy McGirt postponed it a little bit, but he was like, man, nah, you're taking too much of being. I got to throw it in. But not even just that. That was more of like that was a extreme example. But Buddy McGirt also threw in the towel against when Paulie Malignaggi fought Ricky Hatton. And there's been some other cases too, you know, but Paulie Malignaggi was irate, but I don't think Paulie Malignaggi could have beat Ricky Hatton anyway, the way the fight was going. So my point is that Buddy McGirt will protect his fighter, and I applaud him for that. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be applauded for that. He needs to be appreciated for that, because a lot of people don't care. They're just there for a check. A lot of people don't care about the welfare of their fighters or people in general. But Buddy McGirt does. Now that could be to the detriment of his fighter too, because if you call it, you know, then Beterbiev, this might bode well for Beterbiev, because Beterbiev knocked Callum Smith down. That towel might come out, man. I don't know, you know. So, and most likely, according to Beterbiev's record, 100% knockout ratio, 19 for 19. Somebody gonna touch the flow. Somebody gonna definitely touch the flow. So if he touched the ground, I'm not saying that Buddy McGirt will call it right then and there, instantaneously, immediately, no, but just know that towel might be coming, so you better lock in. And yeah, I don't know who to go for on this one, man. I don't know who I'm gonna put my money on, man. There's a lot of things to consider, man. And like I said too, like Callum Smith, he likes to engage. He does like to engage, and I think that'll be. I'm not gonna say that's not a bad thing, because, like I said, Beterbiev's been dropped before, twice, and so he could be touched, and he's susceptible, because his best punch or his favorite punch, Beterbiev, is like the overhand right. You throw that overhand right, and I slip. You know what I'm saying? What am I coming with? Left hook. And what's the left hook? That's one of Callum Smith's signature punches. So they're both open to each other, you know. And Callum Smith being taller, he's even more susceptible to that overhand right, because he's taller. But if he can anticipate that, which I think he will under Buddy McGirt, then, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They're both open, bro. They both could be open for each other's best attacks. So I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm leaning towards Beterbiev still, but man, I am iffy on this one. I am very, very much iffy on this one, because Callum Smith is not a joke, man. It's not gonna be an easy cookie. Not gonna be a walk in the park. I don't think, at least. But then again, Beterbiev has knockout power, so he gonna make it look like easy day. You know, he could definitely get you up out of there in 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds. But the longer this fight goes, the more I lean towards Callum Smith. I'm gonna be honest. And don't be surprised if Callum Smith is the one that knocks him out.
You got knocked the fuck out, man! Give me my goddamn money.
Don't be surprised if the big bad man like Debo right there in that clip is Beterbiev and Callum Smith knocks him out. You know, it's so tough, bro. It is so tough, bro. It is so tough. And then, not to mention, if you want to look at the odds, if you're an odds numbers person, if you put like $20 on Callum Smith, you get double your money. You only get 40 something back. So there's also that, you know. Like I say, man, at some time that age is gonna kick in, man. I know he doesn't have that much mileage as far as professional fights go. You know, with only 19, Beterbiev, but he has over 300 amateur fights. So, you know what I'm saying? That's still mileage. It's not quite the same as professional. You know, his professional mileage is rather low. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Deontay Wilder, who has over 40 with a lot of wars. He had with Tyson Fury 3 fights, and then Luis Ortiz 2 fights. But, you know, all that adds up. And, you know, and what's the first thing to go when you're a boxer? You're going to keep that power, of course. You're going to keep that power. But one of the first things to go is your durability, man. Your punch resistance levels is one of the first things to diminish as you get older. And man, oh man, Callum Smith could hit, man. Callum Smith could hit, bro. That's why Canelo's such a beast. So, man, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I really don't know, man. I really don't know. But yeah, that's enough on the Callum Smith joint, man. We talked about Callum Smith and Beterbiev. I'm putting my money on Beterbiev, but I'm not as I'm not as confident in it as I should be. I feel like I really should be, because I don't like putting my money on if I don't really feel confident. So I don't know. We'll see. I might even switch it up and go Callum Smith. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I really do feel like it's not even that. That's the thing. It's more so that it's not that I don't believe in Beterbiev.
It's more so that the circumstances around it. Like Beterbiev being older, having that dental work, and then Callum Smith just seems ready, man. I really feel like Callum Smith could beat a lot of people. He probably only loses to Bivol and Beterbiev right now. The way he's looking really good. Of course, you talk about David Benavidez and David Morrell. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about, they're 168 still. But I'm talking about, where he's at light heavyweight. Callum Smith looks very good, man. Another thing though, Beterbiev. This is in Beterbiev's favor, if you will. He had according to VADA, which is the doping agency, Beterbiev had atypical levels of testosterone and stuff that could lead to HGH use, which is human growth hormones or PEDs. So the levels weren't high enough to cancel the fight or to nullify the contract, but it's still something to consider. It's like, hold on, if he taking steroids, I might really go for him now. You go knock this man out the post. So, I mean, as far as contracts and goes, that's not a good thing. But I'm not in Callum Smith's corner. I'm not, what I'm saying. And they're saying Eddie Hearn already said it's not endangering the fight. So, to me, if you're trying to bet on Beterbiev and he on steroids, you know it. That might be another reason why you want to bet for him, bet with him. So, man, I don't know, man. I think, like I said, it's just they call it atypical signs. And atypical means as not typical. It's opposite of typical. So it's just not normal. It's abnormal. But it's not signs to where it garners any type of allegations or accusations for banned substances use per se. But they would like to know how this happened, because levels can fluctuate, naturally. There's that too. But at the same time, you want to make sure that it is natural and not unnatural and some type of external usage, hopefully not, but I don't know, man. And then next up, that's on that one, man. So like I said, I'm iffy on this fight. I'm not 50-50. I'm like 60-40 leaning for Beterbiev, but those that are saying that Callum Smith is gonna get destroyed, he might get destroyed. That's the beauty of boxing. He might get knocked out, but I still don't think that means you take him lightly. Even if Callum Smith knocks out Beterbiev, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I told you so, because anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a fight. When I say it's like 60-40, I literally mean like if they fought 10 times, I feel like, Beterbiev could win 6 and Callum could win 4, no matter how definitive that win was. You know what I'm saying? It could be a win by decision or it could be a win by first round knockout. I just think that this is a fight to where 60-40 can go either way. I'll say maybe like 70-30 for Beterbiev. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think this is not going to be, it's not going to go the distance. I doubt it's going to go the distance. And if it does go the distance, I really feel like Callum Smith won. I think the longer it goes on, the more favors Callum Smith, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's something past the 7th round, like the 6th or 7th round, I definitely think it favors Callum Smith. But we shall see, though, man. We shall see. That's enough for them, Callum Smith and Beterbiev, man. I also want to talk about Errol Spence, man. The Errol Spence and the... we got to debunk, the Errol Spence and the Terence Crawford drama that we have, man. I think not really debunk it, but because not a myth, it's true the man had eye surgery. But is it true that it's an excuse, right? Is it the truth or is it the excuse? And is there a difference between the truth and an excuse? I personally believe there's a difference. Like, is every excuse? I think an excuse is a reason. I don't mean every reason is an excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like an apple. An apple is a fruit, but every fruit ain't an apple. You got bananas, you got oranges, you got kiwi, you got strawberries. You feel me? So every fruit is not an apple, but every apple is a fruit. So same with this. Every excuse is a reason, but every reason is not an excuse. So for an example, why I say that is because I don't think that Errol Spence is using this as an excuse. The motherfucker had surgery. You can't make that up. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the fact that he lost and he had eye surgery and people know it, people are saying, oh, he made an excuse because he said he wouldn't have got hit as much. Yes, he didn't say he wouldn't have lost. He wouldn't have got hit as much. Well, if I could see, if my vision is impaired, I would like to think that I get hit more than if it wasn't impaired. Like, how do you sound? You sound like a freaking idiot, bro. Like, some of these people, man. I don't get it, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, if I could see, I would like to think that I wouldn't get hit as much. Because I can see. Like, so him saying that he didn't just say, oh, I had something wrong with my eyes. The man literally went and had surgery, and you see it. Now, if you want to be a conspiracy theorist and say, oh, this is old stuff, this is new stuff, this is recent, this is a long time ago, whatever, that's for y'all. I'm gonna just take the man at his word. When he posted, that's when it happened. And even if it did happen prior to, that's another thing that I want to show, that this is, it's not an excuse, you know. We already knew he was hurt when he fought. Who did he fight? I think it was Ugas. He was hurt. He had that car accident, you know. And people say he didn't look the same then, right? But because he won, and he's like, yeah, man, you know, I had an eye issue. He even before then, you know, there's interviews of him saying, oh yeah, doctor said I got to get it. I might lose an eye. He said, well, I got 2 eyes. That's well before the Terence Crawford fight. That was even before the Ugas fight. So he had issues with his eyes back then. But because he won, and he says, oh, I still have eye issues, oh, it's not a problem there. It's not an excuse there because he won. But if he says the same thing and he lost, all of a sudden now what he said is an excuse. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's either an excuse or it's not. It's not dependent on the outcome of your activity or whatever you do in the midst of that injury. So I think people are just people are just so emotional. Like, if you like somebody, they want to change, they change their opinion. It's just funny because, like I said, I know it's the same people in my last video. I know the same people that are saying that Errol Spence is giving an excuse, but then they afford Pacquiao the shoulder injury excuse and say that's why he lost to Floyd. No, that's not why he lost to Floyd, because if he had his shoulder intact, he still would have lost to Floyd, in my opinion. Just like if Terence Crawford's eye was good, he still would have lost it. I'm sorry, if Errol Spence's eye was good, he still would have lost to Terence Crawford, in my opinion. But I do believe that it would have looked better. Same with Pacquiao. I don't think he would have got quite as dominated if his shoulder was good. I think he would have been able to do. Well, what's wrong with that? These things aren't mutually exclusive. Like, both of these things can exist simultaneously. You can have an eye issue and you can lose. You can have an eye issue and you can win. It's like, I tell people, if I play 2 basketball games and I sprain my ankle, and I play 1 basketball game and I say, yeah, man, my ankle sprained, and we win. And then we lose a basketball game. I say, yeah, man, my ankle was sprained. And someone asks me, I say, yeah, bro, my ankle's still sprained. My ankle still hurts. Is that an excuse now? No, it's the same exact reason I gave you before and that you knew of. Is that an excuse? An excuse is something like O'Hara Davies. O'Hara Davis said he couldn't sleep. That's why he got knocked out by Barroso. He said the oxygen levels in the casino and the hotel that he stayed in was meant to keep you awake. So that's why he lost it. That's why he got knocked out of the first round to Barroso. That's an excuse. Saying, oh, I didn't have a long enough training camp. Or I didn't have an effective training camp. Oh, I was distracted. Those are excuses. The bitch was injured. He was injured. And now they talk about his ribs were broken too. So it's like, is it an excuse because it comes from the source? It's like Shakur Stevenson. Like, does the source change? Is an excuse, or the judgment of the excuse, is it considered an excuse depending on the source it came from? Like, no, it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, now if he would have said, oh yeah, if my eyes weren't messed up, then I would have won. Then I could understand the backlash. But he didn't say that. He said, yeah. In fact, he said the contrary. He said, I deserve to get my butt whooped. It's a long time coming. No, I'm not taking anything for bro, but my eye was hurt. What the freak? And he had surgery. It's like he just said, oh, my eye was messed up, and then he just went around his day. No, the man literally had surgery. So if that's not real, then I don't know, man. So, and someone on the comments said, so he said something dumb. It's an excuse if the outcome is negative. No, that's not the definition of an excuse either. You know what I'm saying? An excuse is not based on the outcome. An excuse is to justify, which might seem like semantics, but it's to justify the outcome. You see what I'm saying? It's to justify and say, oh, as in to take less blame. To say it's not to absolve yourself of blame or responsibility. He didn't do that. He said, I still got my butt whooped. He said, kudos to bro. I deserved the butt whooping, but my eye was hurt. That's just the truth. That's a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, every reason is not an excuse, but every excuse is a reason, if you want to say it like that. But it's a type, so. It's like that's why I gave the basketball example. If you play 2 basketball games, one and you're injured in both of them, and one you win and the other one you lose, and you know about the injury, is it an excuse now? No, that's just how you perceive it. So it's how you perceive it, and you know what I'm saying. So perception is everything. I don't see it as an excuse. I see it as reason. Even like with Shakur Stevenson, I thought what up with Azar? I thought the Shakur Stevenson was terrible, man. I thought the Shakur Stevenson performance was garbage. I thought it was horrible. I still like Shakur Stevenson. And he's going to take the bulk of the blame because everybody knows his potential. You know, he's considered to be one of the best, or has the potential to be one of the best. And I didn't like how he said my hand. He said he's not going to make excuses. And then 10 minutes later, like what's that thing called? A few moments later, he come out and say my hand was broken. Let your team say that. You know what I'm saying? Like with Errol Spence, I don't understand. That's why I don't understand people, because no one knew his hand was messed up besides people in his team, and let his team say that for Shakur Stevenson. With Errol Spence, it is well documented. We've seen his car accident. We know about his inactivity. We know about his injuries. We saw that his eye was messed up. Now we're seeing this post-surgical result. You know what I'm saying? His post-surgical video of him leaving, just, you know what I'm saying, getting the operation done. What more do you want? So like we've seen this. So we know about this. Yet still people are acting like it's brand new. I don't understand that. Even with, like I said, I brought up Shakur Stevenson because as much as I didn't like him saying that his left hand was messed up for that lackluster performance, because people fight with injuries all the time, and granted there's different severities of injuries. Shakur Stevenson, I never said that, oh, it's an excuse for performing bad. No, it's the reason why he didn't throw his left hand. Now, granted, he still won, so people aren't gonna be as hard as him, because now if he would have lost, oh, they would have been on his head top. You know, including myself. But he won and he set his hand. Does that mean that his hand wasn't broken because he won? No, it's not. It's just a reason. So I think it looks like an excuse because he was trying to say, oh, I would have performed better if not for my broken hand. But he still won, so people aren't going to say it's an excuse, you know, because of the outcome, like that Goofy was saying. But no, it doesn't change the reason. It doesn't change what he said. It doesn't change what it is. But so I would say this too. A lot of people watch Shakur Stevenson, like I said, because of his pedigree, because of his potential to be the best. But really, people should be mad at Shakur Stevenson and be even more bad at Edwin De Los Santos. I don't get how Edwin De Los Santos, in my opinion, he needs to shut the hell up, because he talking about, oh yeah, Shakur Stevenson was running the whole time. Bitch, you just lost to somebody who had one hand in a professional boxing fight. You should be embarrassed. You shouldn't say nothing. You should have pressed the issue. You can run, yes, but you can only run so much in the squared circle. You know what I'm saying? There's ropes there for a reason. He wasn't running around the earth. He's not the Flash, so you were scared to engage too. So he was touching you with something. You know what I'm saying? Because you would engage and show that power that you claim you have. So to me, the most embarrassing is Edwin De Los Santos losing to a person with one hand. And you can even applaud Shakur Stevenson for winning a professional fight at that caliber with one hand. So yeah, it didn't look good. It wasn't good PR. I feel like you let your team handle that. But even with Errol Spence, the man, it was recorded. It was a recording of him leaving the hospital. It wasn't like he after the fight he said, "Oh, my eye was messed up." He didn't say that. This is the age of social media. He made a video post of him leaving the hospital. That's all it was. Post surgery for the eye and for the eye injury. This is a social media world, social media landscape. That's what age that we're in. So people say that's the same thing as Shakur Stevenson say, "Oh, my left hand was." No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same. The same thing would have been Shakur Stevenson showing his hand in the cast weeks later after the surgical procedure. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I think anybody say it's a fine line, but it is a line nonetheless. And I don't think that's, you know, if I have a speech impediment and I go to give not even a speech impediment. Let's say what better be if I had jaw surgery and I went to go give a speech and my speech wasn't as good because I couldn't articulate things, and you know that I had jaw surgery, then is that an excuse as to why my performance wasn't, or is that just fucking common sense? You see what I'm saying? Is that an excuse, or is that just fucking common sense? And then if I give another performance and it's maybe weeks later and my jaw's a little bit better and I perform better, or let's say that I didn't even have the injury anymore and my performance on my speech was as good as it was before the injury, then the reason why I was so good because I didn't have the jaw issue or you know what I'm saying, the dental work issue. So then is that an excuse, or is that just a reason? So yeah, man, people are crazy in my opinion, man. That's all I just wanted to talk about live, is come rap with y'all, man, about the Errol Spence stuff, man. I do think that Terence Crawford needs to go fight somebody else though, and because I know somebody else said in the comments that cataracts aren't that serious. It is that serious. It's not that serious for the everyday person, you know. So the majority of us who aren't boxers, but as an amateur boxer myself, I used to, well, not now, but not currently, but I used to box amateurly while I was in school for my undergrad, from my bachelor's to my master's degree, and then I stopped when I decided to go get my PhD with engineering. It's like you have to know that an eye issue. I know firsthand that an eye issue is very serious, because I had an eye issue from when I was in a motorcycle. You know, it didn't help. I was actually advised to not ride my motorcycle anymore, because like even the wind that would get in between the visor and the helmet to get into my eye, that would bother my eye, and I wouldn't be able to see. So like, you know, and I had an issue because a glove it hit me awkwardly, like the corner of the glove. Like, I don't know if you ever wore boxing gloves, but sometimes they have that little part that pokes out. It kind of scratched my eye, you know, and so I had damage there, and I would get glossy, and I couldn't see. And so yeah, so like for everyday individual, I ain't gonna say normal, you know, we're all blessed, we're all special, but I'm saying the majority of people who aren't in a contact sport, especially physically contact sport, that doesn't or in a job that doesn't require you to get hit in your face, yeah, cataract's not that big of a deal. But if your job is to get punched in the fucking face, and where you could potentially get hit in the eye, and you have to see things coming to you at high speeds from somebody throwing a punch at you, of course it's very impactful. It's not inconsequential. So yes, it is that serious. And if you damage it, you could potentially go blind. These aren't these things that it's like me spraining my ankle. Yeah, me spraining my ankle, and I'm a fucking teacher. It's not that detrimental to me teaching. But if I sprain my ankle and I'm a fucking soccer player, or if I'm a basketball player, don't you think that ankle sprain's a little more serious? Like, I don't know. Sometimes when people on the internet, man, I love everybody, man. And I love the conversation on my videos. But sometimes I really be thinking like, what? I just be there like, huh? When they be saying stuff, man, I look at the comments and I just be in my head, I just be like, who raised these niggas?
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Like, what?
You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is
Like,
that?
how do you look at a boxer and think an eye injury is not that serious? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want Errol Spence. I really like Errol Spence. He's one of my favorite fighters. I'm not one of those who is like, oh, this guy or that guy. Like, my two favorite boxers are Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. When they were fighting, I didn't know who I was going for, but I was leaning towards Floyd a little bit. But Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, I like them both. I actually met them both. I met Floyd, I met Pacquiao. I have Pacquiao's autograph. I have Terence Crawford's autograph. I met these people, you know what I'm saying? And they're a lot of them are very cool. Like I said, I'm a huge pugilist enthusiast. I used to go to Vegas all the time for the fights. I was actually there for Floyd and McGregor. I was there for Floyd and Pacquiao. I was there for Tim Bradley Pacquiao. I was there. I went and saw Miguel Cotto fight. Delvin Rodriguez in Orlando. You know what I'm saying? I was there for a lot of fights, man. So I like a lot of these fighters, man. Of course, I have my innate biases because there's some people I like more than others. But as far as the sport, man, I really like the sport. So I'm not one of those who's like, oh, it's either Terence Crawford or Errol Spence. I just love boxing. You know what I'm saying? So my favorite boxer, my first favorite boxer was Jermaine Taylor, Bad Intentions Taylor. He hasn't boxed in a long time, but I still watch boxing because I love boxing. So I say that to say that with Terence Crawford, I do think that he should move on because Errol Spence, I'm not saying that he should retire because I would never tell a man. It's hard to tell a man to stop doing what they want to do that they enjoy. Not just it's hard to tell a person when I say man, like man, like human. So it's hard to tell a woman or a female or a male, a woman or a man, to stop doing something that they love. But at the same time, you don't want to have residual effects that could potentially be chronic. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Errol Spence or anybody to lose their vision in their eye. You know, especially if you manage your money, if you did well investments, you know, you got to consider that for your family, you know what I'm saying? And think about the longevity of your life, you know, granted, you know, assuming that God will give you a long, fruitful life, you know, ahead of you, you know what I'm saying? So, and I know it's hard with, like I said, with this double-edged sword of social media. It's dope that you got people give you encouraging words, but at the same time, when people are on your head top, and the social media gives a lot of people the opportunity to say stuff that they normally wouldn't say face to face, and it kind of gives everybody who doesn't really need to have a voice, be honest, a voice, and including myself. Some people might say I say stupid stuff, but everything I say, I try to, you know, I mean, I have my PhD, man, so I put a lot of thought in everything I do, you know, and that don't mean that I'm right about everything, you know, like I said, we all have our opinions and stuff, but it's seldom that I'll just say something based off emotion. You know, I have a brain and I have a heart. You know, one's with feelings and one's logic, and you put them together to make the best decisions. And you know what I'm saying, and the best decisions and the best judgment. So that's what I do, and I speak on that. So you know what I'm saying. So I don't mind people disagreeing, but you got to make sense. Like, there's no way that you could be a boxer and say that a cataract isn't, you know, say somebody if someone say that, oh, I have a cataract, so it's not that serious. Yes, it is. You need your eyes to see. You're just gonna get beat in your face, and so. Like, what? So it's like, yeah, everything's not the same for everybody, and plus there's different severity levels of eye injuries too. You know what I'm saying? Mine could be my eye injury could be more severe than Errol Spence. It could be less severe. I think it's less severe, but it could be. There's all different types of everything's impact others differently. And some, but I find it hard to believe that Errol Spence, who was documented saying to the doctor that years ago that suggested that he gets the surgery done or stop boxing, and his response was, well, God gave me 2 eyes. I got another eye. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm going to keep boxing. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I got another eye. That's why I have 2. That same person that would say that would fake an eye injury. The same person that didn't have to fight Terence Crawford wouldn't fake an eye injury or fake a rib injury. Like, you got to give these people the benefit of the doubt, man. Like, he didn't have to make the fight. And I saw somebody else say in the comments, like, oh, the only reason why, Terence Crawford don't like to fight black fighters. Or, yeah, they said something dumb like that. The only reason why the black fighters fought each other is because boxing world was tired of it. This is what I heard in my head. Like, first of all, I said that he's stupid. And second of all, the black fighters like to fight black fighters. I also thought about this.
Nigga, you's a bitch!
The fact that you even think like that lets me know the fact that you think a lot of times people project their feelings onto others. You're a pussy. You're scared. You're a hoe. You know what I'm saying? You think of reasons why not to fight somebody because that's how you are. You know what I'm saying? What up, my boy Clone in the building? That's how you are. That's your personality. I remember one time when I was younger, man, a long time ago. I was at this club, and something happened. I can't remember exactly. Something in the line, and somebody said something. Somebody was holding up the line because they didn't have their ID or something like that. And then we were like, dang, man, I wish this dude would just hurry up and get his ID. I didn't even say it, but I think somebody behind me. But the dude, he was up a couple people, and he said, he looked back and he thought it was, I was looking at him, he thought it was me. He said, bro, who you talking to? I said, who are you talking to? Are you talking to me? He said, yeah, I'm talking to you. I said, what you talking about? And he was like, what you mean trying to rush me? I said, bro, first of all, you know what? It wasn't even me, but I don't even owe you no explanation. I said, well, who you stepping to like that? I said, if you want to act like you finna do something, you not in line anymore, come say it to me. And then he didn't move. He just said, oh, you think somebody's scared of you because you have long hair. I said, what? I was so confused. I said, did I hear him right?
What?
I said, oh. And then even the bouncer was like, I ain't never heard that one before. And he started laughing. Well, we all just started laughing at him like, and then he was with his homegirl who was a lesbian. I only say that because I actually didn't know it was a girl initially. She looked like, you know what I'm saying, she was the strong version, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, he waited till she was acting like he was pulling him back to start acting like he wanted to get buck or whatever. But anyway, long story short is, the man said, I'm a little low right now, like my volume. You can't hear me? I don't know. I can't trust you, bro. You can't hear me for real? But the man said that if I think he's scared of me because I have long hair, why would you be scared of somebody because of the length of their hair? Why would you concerned about somebody's hair at all if you really bought that life? So my point is to say that this person that said that, oh, they don't like to fight black fighters, you know, boxing is a business. Like, I could name to you countless black fighters that Terence Crawford fought. I mean, was Hank Lundy not black? So who was not black? Was it Terence Crawford or Hank Lundy? Which one's not the black one? You see what I'm saying? So I mean, obviously Errol Spence, they're both black. Or which one's not the black one? Sean Porter, which was not the black one? Terence Crawford or Sean Porter? So when people say these things is because they're very ignorant, number one. They don't know what they're talking about. They lack the boxing knowledge, number two. And number three, a lot of times they're projecting and letting you know how they feel and how ignorant they are, how racist they are, prejudiced they are. It's like, in boxing, man, boxing is a sport where a lot of it's a combat sport, right? Can y'all hear me now? Am I loud enough now? On my end, it shows that I'm pretty good. But boxing is a sport where a lot, unfortunately or fortunately, when casuals watch it and consume it, they don't know much, so they like to pick somebody based off of something that they have in common with them. And what's the first thing that you can visibly see and recognize that you have in common with somebody? It's your complexion, your skin color, your melanin levels. So they like to impose their feelings and how they think and how they act upon others. Like, a lot of times, if you don't see a black fighter fight another black fighter, it's because the biggest fights are maybe their Hispanic counterparts, or maybe their white counterparts, or maybe their Asian counterpart. It has nothing to do with, oh, Terence Crawford doesn't want, or Errol Spence doesn't want to fight black fighters. Like, people just say all types of stupid stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like, so Canelo didn't fight Callum Smith because he wasn't a Hispanic fighter. You see what I'm saying? Or a Mexican fighter, to be exact. I better now? Okay, bet. Appreciate it. So, like, it's just when people say stuff like that, you just got to ignore them. A lot of times I entertain it because, like I said, I am streaming. I am trying to grow and stuff like that. And, you know, I do appreciate the comments. But when people say dumb stuff like that, you just got to let that junk go. But Errol Spence is people will say whatever they want. You got to give these fighters the benefit of the doubt, man. In my opinion, until proven otherwise, unless you're sure, you know. So I think Terence Crawford. I think he should move on from Errol Spence. Oh yeah, my other point was that if you're a boxing fan, you know that the boxing world, quote unquote, the sanctioning bodies, the organizations, WBO, WBA, the promoters, they didn't make the fight. Terence Crawford and I was about to say Terence Spence and Errol Crawford. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, they made the fights, particularly Errol Spence. Errol Spence is well documented that he could not make 147 anymore, but he vowed to Terence Crawford years before. I want to say it's like 5 years before they actually fought. He said that he will make sure that he fights Terence Crawford before going to 154 officially, and that's what the young man did. So why are we on it? Like I don't understand. Like the appreciation should be towards Errol Spence and Terence Crawford for making the fight. They didn't have to. In fact, they didn't want to. As well, Andre Ward said it. So many people have said it. They applaud them for making the fight happen. So that's another thing. Errol Spence has been struggling with the weight. He was drained. That doesn't mean that he would have lost. I mean, that don't mean he would have won. That don't mean he would have beat Terence Crawford. But if you're not weight drained, then you probably perform a little better. I like to assume. In 2024, you think Tank will start fighting black? I'm saying, I ain't gonna lie now. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis, or should I say Abdul Tank Wahid, formerly known as Gervonta Davis. Now, if people say he don't fight black fighters, that's a little... there might be a little truth to that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I still don't think there's truth to that. But he definitely has fought. He fought two Cruzes, two Garcia. He fought Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Isaac Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios. He fought... That man be fighting Hispanics, boy. I ain't gonna lie. But you got to think, though. You know, his next fight is supposedly now in the works that Frank Martin is supposed to fight Gervonta Davis next. That's what they're in lines to get, right? They're trying to line up. Frank Martin's a black fighter. You see what I'm saying? So you got to take this stuff with a grain of salt. You also got to consider Gervonta Davis is 5'5". What up, Q? My guy, a smidge bit right. What was the best thing that happened to you last year? What's up, Basic Ryan? You changing the subject, bro. We talking about boxing right now. Q's life was good, smidge bit. Yeah, so like, but you got to consider Tank is 5'5". They're in the lightweight division, right? They're in the lightweight division, and Tank is 5'5". How many renowned black fighters are at that weight class? Even Devin Haney just moved up. So you got to consider that as well. That those smaller divisions are not gonna say dominated. But there's a lot of Hispanic and Asian fighters at those weight classes. You know what I'm saying? There's a few white fighters, there's a few black fighters here. You know what I'm saying? You got Gervonta Davis, you got Josh Taylor, you see what I'm saying? You got George Kambosos, you got Liam Paro, you got Devin Haney, Regis Prograis. But there's a lot of fighters. It's just like when you go up in the heavyweights, what are the primarily there? White fighters and black fighters, right? There's your Tyson Furies, there's your Klitschko's, there's your Deontay Wilders, there's your Lennox Lewis's. So there's a lot of black and white fighters at the higher ranks, and there's less Hispanic and Asian fighters at the top. Who's a big heavyweight that's Asian? Maybe Big Bang Zhang. That's it, right? When's the last time you seen? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So you got to consider these things. Yeah, they're usually smaller Hispanic, right? Slim to none, right? He changed his name. I don't know if he officially changed his name to Abdul Wahid. But I don't know if it's official, but that's what he said he likes to be called. And if the young man wants to be called that, you know, these days anybody can be called anything. So I'll respect that. So he did convert to Islam, and he said that his name is Abdul Wahid. Now, did he change like on his official government documentation? I don't know. I don't know him personally like that. So, but yeah, he changed his name for all purposes as far as the general public goes. Yeah, so they're usually smaller Hispanic, right? So that's what you gotta consider that too. So when people say these stupid things like that, man, you just gotta take it with a grain of salt and ignore them, man. So, yeah, you just got to take it with a grain of salt and just ignore them, man. Because people say crazy stuff, bro. A lot of times, it's based on how they feel and how they think, you know. And a lot of times, there's a lot of ignorant people that co-inhabitate this earth with us, man. You know, God's green earth ain't just, you know, we got to share it with a lot of crazy folks, man. You just look at the internet. I was watching the weigh-in, man. I was watching the weigh-in and the press conference for Artur Beterbiev and Callum Smith, and you would think that it was a weigh-in on the two ring girls. The chat was just so thirsty. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so fine. Oh, she's a baddie. Oh, somebody said I like to put some cream in between her cookie and make an Oreo. If you know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, that's kind of funny, but it's very sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably showed the ring girls. There's not even a ring there, so you know that shows you how little they showed them. The 2 ring girls are there, of course, they look good, and of course to get the eyes of, you know what I'm saying, of course, you know, sex sales and stuff like that. They're pretty, good, nice things to look at. You know, I'm glad the ring girls are there. I want to see some pretty women when I'm looking at my two fighters they're about to fight. You know, that's why the ring girls are there, whether it's 2 female fighters or 2 male fighters. But that's not the focus. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just letting you know that's what people. I was there to look at the weigh-in, look how they looked at each other, see what they were talking about, hear the confidence or lack of confidence, and make me feel better about the belt and get some inside information. They were there to look at the ring girls. But these are the same people that will then tell you the habits of these fighters and why this fighter will win, like they really know it all. You know, no, you don't know. You don't even know the names of the fighters. You were looking at the ring girls. Somebody even knew the name of the ring girl. I said, hey, yo, how do they know the name of the ring girls? Bro, my mind was blown. I was like, how the hell do you know? I thought they were joking. Bro, they knew the names of the ring, which is cool. Everybody got fans and stuff like that. Of course, they probably got an Instagram and all this stuff. They probably were former models or current models and maybe like winners of their state beauty pageants and stuff like that. But it's just, I just think it's just funny. Like, people would just focus on, I ain't gonna say the wrong thing. You focus on what you want to focus on, but I'm just letting you know these are the type of people that will say stuff like, oh, these fighters don't want to fight black fighters or you're bro, like someone said that I'm racist because, first of all, I'm black. How could I be racist towards anybody? They don't know what the term racism means. Racism is a systemic racism. The word racism is a systemic degradation and the systemic minimization of a people based on their color. So in America, you know, in the world, period, you know, it's hard for a black person to be racist. I'm not saying black people can't be prejudiced and can't be hateful. I'm not saying that. But to be racist is to when you establish some type of superiority and keep people at an inferiority based on their complexion. So how could I be racist towards anybody? But anyway, in America, but anyway, or anywhere, but anyway. Not saying black people can't be hateful. That's the but this person used the term racism because I said that Terence Crawford was number 1 pound for pound and Inoue was number 2 pound for pound. He said I was racist towards Asians. My favorite fighter is Floyd Mayweather, and my second favorite fighter is Manny Pacquiao, who's, by the way, Filipino. That's Asian, right? No, that's number 1. Number 2, I said that Inoue is the second best fighter out of the millions of boxers out there in the world. He's only number 2. He's better than all of them except for one person, Terence Crawford. My third, who I have is pound for pound number 3 is Canelo. Canelo's Hispanic, so that means that that means I'm even more racist towards Hispanics. Then, like, people would just say that because that's how they think. They don't know how to. They don't really watch boxing. They don't know how to separate how they feel from what really is. So I even called Inoue Fighter of the Year. Inoue's my Fighter of the Year, but to me, Terence Crawford's pound for pound best. So that means that for Fighter of the Year, that means that I like Asians more than I like Hispanics and blacks because I put Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford not even my second for Fighter of the Year. I have for Fighter of the Year, I have Inoue number 1. For number 2, I had Emmanuel Navarrete or Devin Haney. So people are just crazy because that's how they think. So they try to project and impose how their own ignorance upon you. So that's crazy. You know what's crazy? Up until Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence, I had Canelo as pound for pound number 1. I still didn't have Inoue for number 1. So and I'm not Hispanic, so people just say crazy stuff, man. Not gonna lie, I have Layla Ali a follow after you dropped that bid with Coach. I gave Layla Ali a follow. You dropped that bid. Bro, they knew the ring girls' names, clone. Bro, I met some of the ring girls. I don't know their names, bro. That's but hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm not knocking people for what they like, but. So I just say, you know, when boxing comes to the fight game, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that you can't like people that look like you. That's cool. But to me, if you go for people just because they have the same complexion as you, to me that lets me know that you don't know boxing. Because as much as I don't nobody know, boy. I love being black. I love who I am. God made me who I am. As you should love who you are, whether you black, white, Hispanic, Asian, male, female, heterosexual, homosexual, or anywhere in between, Christian, atheist, whatever. You should always love yourself. That's what God put us here to do. But that don't mean just because you love yourself don't mean that you have to be hateful towards other people. Don't mean that you have to be condescending toward other people. You don't have to put yourself above other people or put people under you because you love yourself. Loving yourself does not mean that you hate other things. So I love myself. I love being black. But when Adrian Broner was going against Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Broner's black, Manny Pacquiao's Filipino. Adrian Broner's African. Manny Pacquiao's Asian. I was going for Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao is one of my favorite fighters. Not that I have to prove it. I'm just saying because you know why he's one of my favorite fighters? Because I fucking watch boxing. I don't just cut on the screen and see two people fighting and go for the one that looks like me. Now, I will be honest. If I don't know, if fighter A versus fighter B, and fighter A's black and fighter B's white, I'm going for the black one. I'm gonna be honest. That's true. But that's if I don't know who they are. But if I know something about them, whether it's about their fighting style, their past fights, their ideologies, how they speak, what they say, then I'm gonna go for that person. So it's seldom a time that I'm watching boxing that I have no fucking clue who's fighting. I usually know because I'm a student of I watch boxing. You see what I'm saying? So there's rarely a time when I'm like that. I haven't been like that since I was a kid when I first started watching boxing. You see what I'm saying? Come on, bro. I like the better fighters. That's what it is. It's like now, Callum. So I shouldn't go for anybody because Callum Smith and Artur Beterbiev, they're both white. Like, who am I gonna go for? Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So people just say that stuff because their own ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So how can you say that somebody is hateful towards a person because they have them number 2 over everybody else? You know how many black fighters I have NOA over? You see what I'm saying? So, but because I have him under one fighter, he happens to be black, Terence Crawford. That means that I'm prejudiced, or you know, the term they said was racially biased towards Terence Crawford. No, because I watch boxing and I know who Terence Crawford beat. I promise you, unless you're without referencing Google, you couldn't name 3 fighters that NOA beat. I could because I really watch boxing. I guarantee the people that are calling people racist for wherever they have NOA, they can't name 3 or 4 people and they definitely can't name anybody that Marlon Tapales beat, who NOA beat, who the last person that NOA beat to become the second 2-time undisputed. Marlon Tapales was Marlon Tapales' 4th loss. A lot of people don't even know that. Marlon Tapales lost 4 times. But he did beat Stephen Fulton, which is impressive. And guess who I was going for? Naoya Inoue over Stephen Fulton when they fought. Stephen Fulton's black. So, you know what I'm saying? So it don't make no sense. But Naoya Inoue, to me, is number 2. There's no shame in being number 2. You know what I'm saying? That the fact that we're considering Terence Crawford or Naoya Inoue as 1 or 2, unless you're Terence Crawford or Naoya Inoue themselves, it's a compliment. That means I'm saying that he's better than every other fighter. I'm saying that Terence Crawford and Naoya Inoue, whether you put them at 1 or 2, I'm saying that they're better than every other fighter, regardless of nationality, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of gender. That means I'm putting Naoya Inoue and Terence Crawford, with regardless if I have them 1 or 2, I'm putting them over Clarissa Shields. I'm putting over Alexander Usyk. I'm putting him over Tyson Fury. I'm putting over Canelo Alvarez. I'm putting over David Benavidez. I'm putting him over Emmanuel Navarrete. I'm putting over Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez. I put him over so many people. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So when you're on the internet, man, there's a lot of people that I don't even know how they're capable of spelling words. They're so fucking dumb. I ain't gonna lie. They're so stupid. I don't even know how the hell they spell words and get their thoughts across properly, effectively on the internet. They mostly don't. They're just ignorant. Facts. They just stupid, man. And a lot of times they talk that stuff on the internet that they'll never say in your face because, you know, they some hoes, they some bitches, they some cowards.
Nigga, you's a bitch!
So they use the keyboard as a way that they could, you know what I'm saying, play tough or, you know what I'm saying, act like they know something. There's a whole bunch of self-proclaimed geniuses on the internet, man. If I don't know something, I don't mind not knowing. If someone disagrees with me, I don't mind disagreeing. But because we disagree, that don't mean that somebody is, you know what I'm saying, hateful. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. The biggest Pacquiao fan I know is my homeboy. You're a black dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that joke is crazy, bro. Shoot, one of my favorite fighters is Triple G. Of all time, my favorite Floyd, in no particular order. Of course, Floyd number 1, but Jermaine Taylor, Floyd, Pacquiao, Triple G, and guess who I said is going to have a breakout year this year? Liam Paro. I think Liam Paro's a nice little junior welterweight, super lightweight fighter, man. 140 between 140 and 135. That dude is Liam Paro out of Australia, man. I think he's the person who's going to have a nice year this year. Hopefully he gets a big fight. I want to see him. I was always big on him. But yeah, man, that's all I want to talk about, man. We talked for an hour. I just wanted to know what y'all think about Callum Smith and Artur Beterbiev. Shout out to Q for coming through. Shout out to my boy. Please don't forget to like the video if you're on the YouTube side too. And also, like I said, we're trying to get monetized, man. Hit that bell, turn on notifications as well. And make sure that you like those videos, man. Watch those videos, man. We drop a lot of videos, man. Don't forget too, man, we're not monetized yet. We're trying to get monetized. So if you ever do want to show me some love, You could hit me up on the Cash App. My Cash App is right there. Dr. PGNGM on all platforms, including Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. That's my main channel. My main channel is Dr. PGNGM, but this is my second channel. So yeah, those of you new, man, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I drop videos daily on here, man. More multiple times a day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, kick it with me, man. I always respond to comments. Now, if you say something stupid, please be prepared. I'm gonna check you on it. As long as you have a thought process. Somebody disagreed with me on a comment before, and I was like, they told me that they thought I said that I think Tank Davis has a great resume, and they said that they thought I think he has the best resume out of Teofimo and Shakur and Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, and they're like, no, they think Teofimo because of this, and I was like, yeah, I said, man, I disagree, but I respect what you say, and I can tell you why. There's no way you can put Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, his record being better than Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Even if you say he's better than Tank Davis, which I disagree, I definitely don't think him and Devin Haney have too many common opponents. They both have both of their top two opponents is Lomachenko and Kambosos. They both fought, and Devin Haney beat both of them. You can say whatever you want. I thought Lomachenko beat Devin Haney, but on paper, Devin Haney won, and it was a close fight. It could have went either way. But Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. You see what I'm saying? Definitively. So you can say it was an off night or whatever, but Teofimo only beat Kambosos. Only beat Lomachenko. He fought Lomachenko and Kambosos. He only beat one. Devin Haney beat both. So how can you put Devin Haney's resume? How can you put Teofimo Lopez's resume over Devin Haney's? You know what I'm saying? I like Teofimo more. I think Teofimo beats Devin Haney. And if they fight, if Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney fight, I got Teofimo. But that don't change what their resumes are. You know what I'm saying? I think Tank is the best out of them though. Out of Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Abdul Tank Wahid. Obviously, he already beat Ryan Garcia, so you can't put him over. But I think I think Tank beats them all. Arthur for the win. Artur Beterbiev, bro. Q. That's what I'll say. Go watch the VOD. You can watch the stream later on after we get off. But bro, you know Artur Beterbiev, man. He had an infection. He had jaw surgery. I don't know if he had surgery, but he had a jaw procedure. I believe it was surgery. That's why he was out. I knew he had an issue. But I didn't know, I don't know to what extent it was, but he had an infection, so he had to have surgery. So, man, anytime you have any type of procedure to your face, bro, you a boxer, whether it's your eye, your nose, your mouth, your jaw, your orbital bone, whatever it is, that don't bode well, man. So it could have been something as simple as just pulling a tooth. I don't know what it was, but that shit ain't good, bro. And then he just got the VADA, which is the drug administration. They just said that he had atypical signs. Atypical levels of HGH, so he might be on roids, but it's not enough. It's not excessive enough to where it's gonna put the fight in jeopardy. So that's good. So if he on steroids, hey, I might have to go with Beterbiev for sure. He might knock that. He might Barry Bonds that boy. He might Mark McGuire that boy. He gonna knock Callum Smith out the stadium. So that's good. That's good for Beterbiev fans. It's not, the levels aren't excessive enough to cancel the fight or put the fight in jeopardy. So he's good, but it's enough to where it's detected. So he might have found the perfect amount. And Wolf could beat the masculinity out of Clarissa Shields. You think Ann Wolf would beat Clarissa Shields? Ooh. Oh, you said that a long time ago, Asia Raven. How did I miss that message? My fault, bro. You think Ann Wolf would beat Clarissa Shields? Ann Wolf bigger. So maybe. I like Clarissa Shields though, man. I ain't gonna lie. The only woman I would have over the Clarissa Shields is Layla Ali. Not now, of course. I'm talking about in their primes. I like Clarissa Shields a lot. I think she's gonna beat the hell out of Alicia Baumgartner if they actually fight. But yeah, so man, I don't know, man. I'm going Beterbiev, but man, like I said, Callum Smith is, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm not confident in this one. Q. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of details, man. And then I will say this too, for those that are going for Artur Beterbiev, Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt is a great trainer in my opinion. And he's in Callum Smith's corner. He's going to get you prepared. But Buddy McGirt, if you're in trouble, he's going to throw the towel in on your ass. He'll throw that towel in on his fighters quick. Because he cares about some people say he cares too much about the well-being of his fighters. I don't think so. I think he cares enough. Of course, if you're a fighter, you'll get mad, like you're supposed to. But at the same time, you got to be thankful because a lot of people lose their life in the ring. And Buddy McGirt has actually had a fighter who lost his life. So he'll throw the towel in. So Beterbiev could knock Callum Smith down twice. Hey, if Beterbiev knocks Callum Smith down twice in the same round, that towel going in, boy. That towel, hey, he gonna hit it. He gonna gonna throw that towel in, towel. He gonna throw that towel in, bro. He gonna throw that towel in, bro. Buddy McGirt throw that towel in on your ass, boy. He is notorious for that. You know what I'm saying? So if Callum Smith go down twice, that towel coming in. So that's another good sign for Beterbiev fans. But you know, good sign for Callum Smith fans is that Buddy McGirt gonna get you prepared. You know, so and Buddy McGirt has been with them. This is their third fight together or fourth fight together. And so I don't know. Callum Smith looked very good in his 2 other fights at light heavyweight, because this will be his 3rd fight at light heavyweight. He looked very good in his 2 other fights. Nobody really knows him though. Balderleek and Castillo, Gilbert Castillo. So that boy, go look at that fight with Gilbert Castillo. That boy, Callum Smith had that boy shaking like booty meat. But yeah, on the canvas, man. So we gonna he had him shaking like booty meat on that.
Damn.
Canvas. Yeah, it was like that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always, man. I'm just getting off on the YouTube side. I'm gonna stay on the Twitch side. I'm about to play some Tekken. So if you wanna come in on the Twitch side, come through. You know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome. But we are gonna get off on the YouTube side. Don't forget to like the video. I appreciate y'all, man, for real. So y'all be easy, man, on the YouTube side, man. That's Engineers to the Streets, man. We are out. God bless y'all, man. Be safe. Have a great day, man. Love y'all. Don't forget to like the video too.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.